review episode of The Bookshelf. Today we're going to talk about Pro Bono, the 18-year defense of Caril and Fugate by Jeff McArthur. Not really a nonfiction fan most of the time, but I really like true crime stuff, so I decided to give this book a chance and see how it did. I listened to it on Audible, but it's also available in written format if you'd rather just read it. I like to listen to books while I'm working at my desk. It makes my day go a lot faster. So this is one of the ones that I listened to. I hadn't really heard about this case of Caril Ann, because it happened a long time ago. This took place back in the 50s in Nebraska. So a lot of us probably haven't heard a lot about it, other than her case was the inspiration for movies like Natural Born Killers, Nebraska, and several others. There's quite a few movies that they were based on Caril Ann's story, but they're not actual fact regarding her story. Just, it just provided a basis for those stories. The book was really very well written, in my opinion, especially because it had a lot of details and behind-the-scenes facts that you probably won't get from another source, simply because Jeff McArthur is the grandson of the original defense attorney for Caril Ann, and his father grew up knee-deep into this case and ended up taking it over after he became a lawyer. So Jeff was raised with this case being a huge part of his father's life and his grandfather's life as well, and it had taken a big chunk of their lives. As a matter of fact, Jeff's father and mother became very close with Caril, and Caril Ann ended up having a lot of interaction with their children while she was in the hospital. Jeff's grandfather took on this case with his partner, even though his partner wasn't officially on the case. They took on this case because they wanted to see justice done. This had nothing to do with money. In fact, his grandfather didn't even really want the pay from the state for being her attorney. He just felt like she really needed to be represented. The police officers involved in this case, the prosecuting attorneys, the judges, the press, the public, everybody decided that they knew already what had happened. They didn't need Caril Ann's story. They didn't need to hear from her because they decided that she was guilty right from the start. She never had the opportunity to defend herself initially or to protect herself by asking for an attorney. In fact, on multiple occasions she had asked about an attorney if she needed one, and they told her no. They gave her the impression she was being taken home to her family and everything was going to be okay, and that's not how things went for her. She spent a very long time in prison and a very, very long time trying to prove that she was not involved in all of these murders and stuff that her ex-boyfriend took her along for. Even when there's proof that, there's a lot of proof that's brought up in this book that really will make you sit down and think about, is Caril Ann guilty? Did she do this, or was it all her boyfriend and she was just another victim of his crimes? I highly recommend this book. either written or audiobook. The narrator does his own, is the author. And he does a very good job at it. There's a few little quirks in the audio, but not enough to make me stop listening. And I'm really particular about the audio on these books. So, again, this book is called Pro Bono, The 18-Year Defense of Caril and Fugate by Jeff McArthur. Go check us out on Facebook. I'm going to post some links of where you can find this book, as well as back to the author if I can get his information pulled up. That way you can find this book and go learn out a little bit more about this crazy case and investigation that happened in the 50s and was fought into the 70s in court. So join us again on Friday for another book excerpt. This one is a young adult novel called The Triplets Curse Pope's Story. And we're going to read a prologue and a chapter of that book on Friday. Have a great day and keep reading, bookworms.